Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. We are back for the regular mob stream. We have more triangle strategy together. Why does it keep trying to tell me to start a new game? What are you trying to tell me, game? What sort of bullshit are you on about? I hope everyone is having a good day. I'm very proud of you for making it all the way through the weekend. Or all the way through the week, rather. Now it is the weekend. Alright, so this is where we listen to Jack off, talk about his things. And then Cordelia is the queen. Apparently she's gonna try to murder fuck somebody. I don't know if she's actually going to. Cordelia is kind of... I don't know. I hope she's gonna surprise us. I truly do. I hope that she just utterly and completely surprises us with her "I'm gonna murder everybody" that is S. Frosty, which would be fantastic, because fuck S. Frosty. So, in the meantime... Hold on. Game. What are you doing, game? Alright, that was odd, but fair, whatever. It's working now. Alright, so, when last we were with our heroes... Hello! Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, when we were last here playing this, we had a scene on the balcony where King Bregna was executed for the false flag bullshit that Esfrost did at the mine, which this whole thing just... The entire situation relies on the fact that nobody is smart enough to realize that you have to have, with a joint business venture with 3 antagonistic countries, you have to have a joint military presence to make it function properly. But no, we cannot have nice things, and the plot wouldn't work otherwise. You know, I do really like the game, but as I've said before with this, my issue... Oh, goodness, my issue with this. My issue with this game is the colossal disconnect between the story, as in what we have going on right now, and the gameplay. Like with the fight here at Castle Wolford, he said, "Oh, we had so many casualties and it was so bad." It really fucking wasn't. What are you on about? I mean, yes, it was a rough fight, but we beat Swordlady. We beat her pretty handily.
Have you heard about the address at the Capitol?
Yes, and now we come to the next stage of what happened at the Capitol. His younger sister, Cordelia, has now been made queen and is marrying fucking Gustadolf, the leader of Esros, which fuck that guy entirely. If you guys can hear that chirping in the background, that's not a bird, that is Turtle, that is Adamantoise. She is actually a bird wearing a cat suit. She's wearing a cat mech suit. It is a bird. That's why she makes bird sounds.
I have.
I've never heard her make an actual cat sound, ever. All she ever does is chirp and trill like a bird.
I won't forgive them for making Her Highness say such horrible things.
But yeah, the problem is... Oh, this is very common. Yeah, this is... I mean, this is a Square game. This is made by Square. So, yeah, they can do that. This is the same sort of art style that they did with Octopath Traveler, if you're familiar with that. Octopath Traveler is the same kind of in the foreground with the people there, enhanced 16-bit sprites akin to the Super Nintendo. But then in the background you have what is essentially hand-painted, you know, backgrounds and, I mean, scenery. It's really nice. It's a nice contrast. I enjoy it, honestly. Bravely Default to an extent, but Bravely Default is more 3D than the... It's it's more 3D than the 16-bit pixels that this is trying to be reminiscent of. This is deliberately trying to look like a Super Nintendo thing as far as the way the characters look. I mean, these would not be out of place in any of the Final Fantasies in... I mean, a bit. It does actually function in 3D, but it is also a bit isometric whenever you're moving around. So there are parts where you get to move around and explore and the like, so it is a bit isometric in that regard. Oh no, I played Ragnarok, yeah. It is a bit like Ragnarok Online, yeah, you're absolutely right. Honestly, my favorite one of the Ragnarok games is the one that's basically Ragnarok Monster Hunter. I have it on my Vita, it's a lot of fun. It'd be more fun with people to play it with, but the game doesn't actually exist anymore like that, so... but yeah, this is meant to be reminiscent of like Final Fantasies 3, 4... Actually, no. Was 3 on this? I think 3 was on the Super Nintendo. I believe it was on Super Nintendo. 4, 5, and 6 were on Super Nintendo, though. I know that for a fact. Yeah, the problem that one had is it was only on Vita. And outside of Japan, there's maybe like 3 people that own a Vita.
Enough, Hewitt.
I mean, I love having my Vita. My Vita's great. Oh, Hewitt. The ultimate character in all things. Hewitt. Hewitt. The games that are those Square titles that you would have on Switch are actually on here now. I mean, you can get Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 and 0 on Steam. Triangle Strategy was originally only on Switch. I believe, last year, I believe it actually came to... oh, there it is.
Today, we...
Oh no, actually released a couple years ago. Released in 22. Huh. I thought it didn't release that recently. I thought, or that 22 is when Triangle Strategy came to Steam, which is... that's a lot longer ago than I thought it was. I thought it was more recent. But that's the thing that I've seen lately. They're doing that more and more, where they're bringing... I mean, this is obviously just, you know, a matter of just good commerce. Everything gravitates towards the most efficient and effective way to get your product to market. The most efficient and effective way to get your product to market if you're a video game company is to have it sold on Steam. And then with the push that GOG has been doing of late with the that revival program of theirs where they essentially curate and, I mean, for lack of a better word, save old games, that push has brought a lot of game companies to the conclusion that, hey, maybe backwards compatibility is a good thing, and we could also make a lot of money by remaking or re-releasing our old games, because new games aren't really super good anymore. And this isn't even like a nostalgia thing. Yes, I grew up with a lot of older games. Like, the one that comes to mind immediately was Breath of Fire 4, actually, was just released on Steam just, like, I believe 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. But I grew up playing that, so that's, you know, yeah, that could be nostalgia. But my children, have games on Steam. I got my son, what was it? Chrono Trigger. My son just turned 18. There's no way he's played Chrono Trigger before having nostalgia kind of thing for it. But he played Chrono Trigger. He played Chrono Trigger about 2.5 years ago. And he loves it more than almost any other JRPG he's ever played. That's not nostalgia, that's just a good game. The nostalgia argument for, oh, well, these old games, you only like them because you grew up with them. You can immediately debunk that by putting it in front of somebody who would play that genre of game now and compare it. Hey, how is this compared to whatever JRPG you're playing now? Same thing. I got him. What was it? I got him Final Fantasy IV. I got him the Pixel remaster of Final Fantasy IV not long ago, and he loves that. He tore through that game. And JRPGs aren't even really his thing. Like, honestly, his favorite two games are the Mega Man series and then the Biohazard series. So he loves Rockman and he loves Biohazard.
But they lied about the king's death. They made it
And
seem like Dusseldorf was justified.
that being said, he'll go and play old JRPGs that I recommend, and he loves those. He finds them amazing to play. And then my older children that, they're in their mid-20s, they play those, and they're like, oh, these are great. These are better than, current games. Yeah, it's rather, or realizing that, hey, maybe this, attitude of utter vehemence to gaming history is probably not the best thing. And hello, little Race, how are you doing today?
Say no more.
Yeah, it's just a funny thing I've noticed, and it always ends up going like this, where you have these ups and downs. Every industry has it, and I mean industry is in actual industries. Now, let's define what industry is. An industry is something that produces a thing. Food service, you can't really call it an industry. They're not producing anything, they're just turning one thing into another. Hospitality isn't an industry. Hospitality doesn't produce shit. Video games, that's an industry. They're creating a thing. Manufacturing cars, that's an industry. You're making a thing. But turning food from not cooked food into cooked food isn't an industry. That's just, yeah. That's a value added. That's value added production, but that's not actual industry. But all industries do this, where they'll have points where things go, they go up and everything's great, and when it's up, businesses lose their fucking mind and forget that they need to, maintain certain standards. And then when the thing falls to the floor, they're like, oh, wait, and they all wake up and realize, wait, we need to maintain standards. Well, thank you for joining us, and yes, you're always welcome to lurk here. Yeah, gaming is probably one of the best examples of this peaks and troughs thing, where when it's riding high, it's almost inversely proportionate to, and I mean like their market share, how much they're making is riding high, it's almost inversely proportionate to the quality of games. When they're making a lot of money, the games suck. When they're falling through the floor for profits, the games get good. And that's just because they're required money to give them what they want. Like, I don't want to sit here and get a bunch of fucking remake Call of Duty things. Who the fuck wants Call of Duty?
We all understand
No,
how
people
you feel,
want
Prince Frodo.
single-player games that have a good story, and, you can enjoy them for hours at a time. You say that, and because of the popularity of Final Fantasy back home, they actually made a Final Fantasy. I'm not sure if you know this, I know some people do. They made a Final Fantasy that was specifically for not just Western audiences, it was for Western audiences overall, but it was called Final Fantasy USA back home in Japan. It was called Final Fantasy I just forgot the name of it. Yep, we all know what that means. I remember now. I remember. Like I said, back home, it was called Final Fantasy USA. Quest. Now, this was a very, very hand-holdy Final Fantasy. Mind you, that being said, I really enjoy Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest is not a bad game. It has some Final Fantasy mechanics to it, but it's designed to be an entry-level game into the JRPG genre, which it's a good game. I enjoy it, but it was designed so that Western audiences could slowly work their way into playing JRPGs.
I apologize. I lost control.
But then once that all took off, I mean, when it took off, like crazy took off.
Thinking about it will do us no good.
And then you have things like, because of how much it took off, there were other games that were released under that have other titles that I mean, when I tell you, like, oh, I know that series, but until I tell you, you wouldn't know this is what it was. But, for example, on Game Boy, the Final Fantasy Legend series. Final Fantasy Legend was just a rebranded version of the original Saga game. Now, if you played Saga at all, other than Saga Frontier, the Saga series is not a Gaijin-friendly game at all. It is not a game that is friendly to Western audiences. It's not. It's just a thing. And then you... I think it was Final Fantasy Adventure. So, yeah, you had Final Fantasy Legends, which were the Saga games, and then Final Fantasy Adventure was actually the first Mana game. So if you played the Mana series, that's what they did there. They didn't think that Saga and Mana series would catch on in the West, so they said, hey, people know and love Final Fantasy. Let's just call these Final Fantasy a different thing with completely different mechanics and basically an entirely different game because it's literally an entirely different game with completely unrelated mechanics. Let's just release this as the Final Fantasy. Nobody will know the difference because Westerners are dumb.
That means we are
That's
free to make
probably not even a really big exaggeration. It's probably how the board meeting went. Yeah, Final Fantasy Legends 1 and 2, that's just Saga. And then Final Fantasy Adventure, that's what is it, like Adventure of Mana or something like that? I can't remember if it's Adventure of Mana or it's Adventure of Mana. I think Sword of Mana was the Game Boy Color one or the Game Boy Advance.
I am now merely rolling.
Yeah, I think Sword was the Game Boy Advance. So yeah, it's Adventure of Mana. Which, you know, now the Mana series has really caught on. It's a very popular series in the West. Saga, kind of. Saga, not so much. But again, the Saga series is a very difficult series to get into. The mechanics are very strange compared to other Western games. Which is why a lot of Western audiences kind of bounce off of it. It's not really meant for Western audiences. Oh my goodness.
That's Sir Maxwell's.
Oh my goodness.
That mask. You look just like Sir Maxwell.
Oh my goodness. I was going to say something else, but then this whole thing just completely... Oh, I remember what I was going to say. But, you know, this isn't the only kind of thing where they just... There's games that are mainline JRPGs from Square that just don't get released in the West, or they get released later on, because the gameplay is just it's just not meant for Western audiences. It's not games that guys will appreciate or enjoy. Another one that comes to mind that's actually a Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy Type 0. If you've played that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Final Fantasy Type 0 is really good, but it's just really incomprehensible, and the mechanics are just very obtuse. It's not something that most Western audiences would appreciate. My goodness, so he's trying to be the Dragoon so fucking hard. But the thing is, the Dragoon sucks. Is he gonna still be on a stupid pony? Is Princess Roland gonna ride his horse still? Princess Roland Maxwell pony horse.
Grant me the strength to free our home from Esfrost's clutches.
I am still just completely at a loss as to why we're having to struggle so desperately against Esfrost when we have completely stomped them into the floor multiple times. Every time we fight them, we basically just skull fuck them with the biggest and thickest strap-on we have. But no, we apparently have to struggle against Esfrost. And that is the problem I have with this game. The disconnect between what is happening in combat and what happens in the gameplay and what happens in the story. Now, let's take another game that's a sort of similar type to this, Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, when there's a recurring character in that, Weegraf. We deal with him constantly. Weegraf. Now, the last time you fight Weegraf as actual Weegraf, you beat the absolute fuck out of him. And then the next cutscene is he's crawling away, bleeding to death. He's about to bleed out. And he's crawling away from you in just like in absolute fear of you just continuing to skullfuck him. And then he gets saved by selling his soul to a demon. That is an absolutely wonderful blend of gameplay and story. Because we just got done kicking this guy's ass, and now we see him crawling away with the last of his blood pouring out of the fucking wounds that we've cut into him because he's an entire bitch. In this, we beat the absolute fuck out of the Sword Lady, and what happens? We only barely won. What are you talking about, we only barely won? We just murdered everybody the Sword Lady had. Her, entire legion just got decimated. And then the next scene, oh, I just kind of barely lost. No, you didn't. You got annihilated. What are you talking about? No, it's not even remotely sensitive to the context. We can win fights, and it comes out that we just barely got by. Or the enemy escaped, or we're still struggling, and I hate that. I just absolutely abhor that gulf between the story and the gameplay. If I'm going to win a fight, then the resulting cutscene should be, I won the fight. Not, well, damn, that was so tough, and it's a shame we didn't win.
Better than before.
It is. It's really bad. And the thing is, Square is better than that. Square knows better. This is, though, I'm willing to accept it to an extent, because this is basically Square just trying to ape Fire Emblem, which Fire Emblem has the most ridiculous writing. Fire Emblem is dumb. I was gonna say weird, but that's not how you say dumb. Fire Emblem is dumb. It's a series. Fire Emblem is a very good series, but it's dumb. Yeah, Fire Emblem has not just a disconnect or a gulf. The story and the gameplay are in different realities. Completely. But see, that's the thing, when you play Fire Emblem, you kind of accept that. Just like when you play a Biohazard, you accept the fact that Chris is going to punch boulders and stand up in a volcano where he's just be evaporated because it's a fucking volcano. you accept these things about certain games, certain titles, certain series. These are just things we accept because it's dumb. Fire Emblem writing is atrocious, but the gameplay is fantastic. Biohazard's writing is like Saturday morning cartoon nonsense. But the gameplay is pretty good, and overall, at least Capcom realizes that it's a joke, and Capcom is in on the joke typically.
I wish I could tell Father about our situation now, but
Lord Serenoa, if your father
I do,
ever
speaking
wishes-
of the story and all that, though, of a Fire Emblem, I really did appreciate Fire Emblem High School. That was a fun game. I really need to go back and beat that game. It was a good game.
I am certain he would praise you.
Fire
for saving
Emblem
our
High
world.
School. Fire Emblem Slice of Life High School anime. Now, the last time we were playing this, I spent 20 minutes. No, actually, no, it's more like, yeah, Three Houses. It's Three Houses is literally just high school anime. That's literally all it is. It's a slice of life high school anime.
Sad to say, the real
But I
trouble's
spent
only just beginning.
the last 30 or so minutes of my stream here last week going over each of the characters and how they would fit into a slice of life high school anime. It turned into a yaoi manga and it was fantastic.
Precisely. Minister Sorcelet
You know,
is
it
not
was
a
ridiculous and
prolific
completely absurd, but it was very funny. And the story, if you take the story of Three Houses by itself, it's a very good story in a bubble. If you think about it as only a manga. If you think about it as a high school manga, then it's actually not a bad story. It's when you try to put it with the game that it gets completely incomprehensible and even more absurd than most other of those Fire Emblem games.
I would squeeze us dry, then look for an opportunity to.
I mean, let's look at the Fire Emblem with Lyn in it. You have a girl that lives on the plains. Basically, she's a Mongolian, and then becomes the savior of the whole world with a katana. Because why not? And you find out she's like some sort of princess or something, and just it's just so dumb. And also something about fighting dragons. But yeah, once we get to the cutscenes, I'll show you what I mean about how this has very Fire Emblem mechanics. So it's basically just Square Bay Fire Emblem.
Of course not. Anna is already on the move.
I do need to play with Anna more. She's really good. I do need to use
It's our duty
her.
to protect and guide this house.
This heart ain't changed since the day Lord Simone took me in, lad. I'm ready to put my life on the line for this house. We'll get past this, one way or another. You'll see.
thank you so much.
I think the next thing we're supposed to be doing story-wise is talking to Minister Jackass so he can have us do something. I don't know. I get the feeling it isn't going to involve salt because fucking everything in this game involves salt. But let's go look. I'll show you what I'm talking about with the way this is basically Fire Emblem mechanics. So we're going to talk to Ancient Archer Man here. So we can promote the classes. So promote. Let's find somebody who hasn't been promoted yet. So as you can see, requires a Medal of Bravery and level 10, which is, how Fire Emblem works. To upgrade your class to the next one, you have to have item and then a certain level, usually it's level 10. But in that, it always levels you down to 1, so you just go like, you're level 1, like, Cyrano would be level 10 Lord, and then you upgrade it, he becomes level 1 Sword Lord, or Sword King, or something equally ridiculous. But no, in this, you retain the level, so as you can see, Cyrano is 13, he's the second job tier, so he's a sword fighter. He was originally swordsman, I think, and now he's sword fighter. I just call him Cape Man because when he turned into sword fighter, he gained a cape, so now he's just Cape Man. This is Cape Man. This is Murder Archer. She is the ultimate carry. She does all of the good things. This is Pink Hair Azula because she looks like Azula from Avatar whenever she becomes the Fire Lord. I haven't upgraded him yet. This is Shield Man. Shield Man is amazing. Shield Man is really strong now because he has the ability here, Provoke. There it is. Which, Infuriate makes it where whatever inflicted Infuriate upon something has to attack the thing that inflicted it. So, like, Eridor inflicts Infuriate on an enemy. That enemy now must attack Eridor and cannot attack anyone else. If the enemy cannot reach Eridor, then he just sits there and just fucks off. He cannot do anything but attack Eridor or try to get into range to attack Eridor. Now, with that, we have physical counter. Always counterattack upon taking physical damage from an adjacent enemy. Eridor will beat things into the ground because he'll provoke a bunch of stuff, and then every time something hits him, he hits it right back. And in this game, just like in Fire Emblem, anytime you do a thing, you get experience, including counterattacking. So you get experience from counterattacking. So Eridor's going to be really big. Who else do I have? He's already upgraded. He started out upgraded. So some of these people actually started out upgraded. So whenever I acquired him, he started out upgraded. So did she. So did he. She is not any good to play with her more. So did she. Same with, Bar Mom. This guy. Girl Kefka. Evil Vulcan. He has the best job ever. Fucking Wordsmith. I want to see what he turns into. I want to see what his next tier job is. I have to know. What does Wordsmith become? I'm never going to upgrade. Actually, no, I probably will upgrade him because apparently there's a... No, wait, I don't have to upgrade. Elocutionist. That is fucking amazing. I may upgrade him just so he has the job of Elocutionist. For those of you that don't know, elocution is just a mom word for speak in a expressive, clear, and I was gonna say verbose, but no, not even verbose. Proper, I suppose you could say would be a good term for it. Proper man with correct diction. You see this more in how I type than how I would speak because, well, yes, the end of a sentence is rather obvious when somebody's speaking. I type the same way I speak, insofar as I will use proper punctuation and form complete and coherent sentences. Elocution is the ability to do that. An elocutionist is somebody who has the ability to do that. That's such a fucking good job, oh my goodness. Alright, so we need to leave the encampment. We need to be here. We're gonna go and learn more story things. Let's see what's happening at the Twins Gate. At Twins Gate, the death of an ardent changes the fate of one man. Oh. Huh. Wolford Harbor. The source. Fuck the source. Fuck these people. These people suck. Well, I suppose that would be the fact that I have 2 PhDs, but still. Yes, let us go here. We'll go to Twins Gate first. We shall see what happens at Twins Gate. I do hope this has something to do with opening up somebody as a new recruit. Oh, goodness. So, I have two. One is in history, the other is in criminal justice. So, for those that were not present for the beginning of, not this stream, but this series that I'm playing, Dragan is Savrok's son. So he is going to be less than pleased.
So my son has finally returned home. I will be there soon.
I do not believe he is recruitable, but I do believe that there are certain things that I can do to bring the truth of Dragan's death to light that would make Savrog side with us later on. So, I mentioned earlier the false flag that Gustadolf and Esfrost did so that they had their Cassius Belli bullshit to go and attack the Glenbrook people. What happened was there was this mine that was a joint venture between the three countries. And Dragan he was rather, since he's dead, was more or less a polymath, skilled in a multitude of fields, but one of the ones that he had a particular level of skill in was metallurgy. And he had found, due to some of the samples from this mine, that there was something different or unique about the iron in the mine. And so he had some suspicion there was something in it they needed. So he found what he was looking for in the mine, and then tried to use that to take the position of Prime Minister for Esfrost. Dragan is the cousin of the current Grand Duke, the guy that we don't like, Gustadolf. Well, Gustadolf's brother is the current Prime Minister, and Dragan wanted that position. Well, Gustadolf had him killed, and then blamed Glenbrook for it, which is, the false flag thing.
Is something the matter?
I think it better not to look, my lord.
Yeah, he got entirely directly fucked up.
And why is that?
He was absolutely destroyed.
His face. There is no vestige of the handsome lad he once was.
Now, this is another thing I've never... And I don't like how Final Fantasies and similar games do this. Now, this, I'm a bit willing to accept more because there's not a Phoenix Down or anything akin to that, so you can bring people back. But when Dragan was killed, he was hit with a poison arrow. What was no less than two different healers, not even a foot from him. And he was able to, in this entire time, give his final monologue. They could have healed him. And these aren't just, surgeon, like chirurgeons or an apothecary or something like that. These are magical healers who use magic to do magical healing. They could have fixed him. That's another instance of disconnect of story and gameplay, which just vexes the absolute fuck out of me. Still, though, do not mistake what I'm saying as saying the game is bad. It's not a bad game. I rather enjoy Triangle Strategy. The gameplay is fantastic. The story on its own is pretty good, but when you put the two together, they are less than the sum of their parts. Which is a shame. But they're not bad games. Or a bad game, rather.
I understand.
And I don't know, Will, if you heard me. I did answer you. I don't know if you heard what I said or not.
I am so sorry, my boy. Please forgive your pitiful excuse for a father.
So that's fine. What I had said was... No, I have two. One is in history, the other is in criminal justice.
I will find the one who did this to you.
I swear it.
Normally I would be able to look through OBS, because OBS will tell me when I'm having ad breaks and the like. But whenever this game is not maximized, whenever it's not the thing in the foreground, it pauses. Like, watch, I'll show you. Oh wow, it doesn't. Fine game, I see how it is. Just make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, now you're doing it. See, the game won't do anything until I load it back up at the foreground. See, there we go. I'm just showing. See, I can't look at OBS to see when ad breaks are happening.
I see. So there is an illicit salt trade held outside the auspices of the Norzelia Consortium.
Yes, the game is all about salt. I should just call it Salt Strategies. Which would make sense, but also salt is extremely important. Especially in the time this game would have been set. Which is more or less late medieval, early Renaissance. Salt was, still is, but not as much, but salt was extremely important. Salt's still pretty important, but everything that salt could do, there have been far more efficient ways devised to do what salt would. Like the phrase rubbing salt in the wound, it doesn't mean what people think it means. They think it means making something worse. No, what it means is it's going to hurt now, but it's going to be better after the fact. So it's best to do the thing that's hard now so that you don't have to worry about it later. The reason being is because for medical care, that was a thing you would do. You would literally put salt into a wound because salt would consume all of the impurities, bacteria, things like that. It would just eat up all the bad things that would be in a wound, so it would remove infections and the like. You know, I need to get that. I just haven't set it up yet. I'm slowly getting things set up. It is not easy doing all this by myself. I'm old. I'm old. I still run on DOS. Not like all of you young children able to do all these things.
In this business, you cannot
But yeah,
avoid
salt
numerous
would purify wounds, so if somebody was wounded like from an arrow or a blade or what have you, you would put salt in it to stop infection. Then when you had people that died, you would use salt to purify the body, again, infection. Salt also is used to dry food so that you can store it for longer, so provisioning would be a thing that you could do.
They say sneaking under the Consortium's nose is well worth the risk, but I am not so bold.
Yeah, the trade of salt, because the country that I showed you a second ago with that lake that's shaped like a heart,
And
that's
who
where
found all this?
all of the salt that people know about comes from. Now, what I think happened in the mine is they found another vein of salt. They found where more salt. And because of that, I think that's going to disturb the balance of power pretty significantly. But you don't have massive monopoly on salt and don't use it to your advantage to inflict your will upon others. That's just not how countries work. So of course they're going to use their monopoly on salt, because salt only comes from what they say is the source, which is just that, oh goodness, what do you call it? The source is just that lake you saw, that's shaped like a heart. That is the source.
I am not asking you to tell me for free.
This guy's a silly hat.
How generous of you. It's but a rumor, of course, but They say none other than Minister End in Hyzant is pulling the strings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And some free advice for you, my friend? You'd do well not to get involved.
No, we're gonna get absolutely involved. We're gonna get involved. We're gonna jump on it with both feet.
I'm afraid that will cost a separate fee. Why, thank you.
And then, of course, we pay for it and don't find out why we shouldn't be involved. What the fuck, game? Bad storytelling. Bad. Alright, so let's go to the source. The sweltering heat of the source parches the very hearts of men. Ugh. That's... what is that even supposed to mean, game? What are we even doing here? Oh, so they're just enslaving people. Also, these are absolutely the merchants from Final Fantasy VI. That is just a amped up version of the Final Fantasy VI merchant sprite.
Water.
On your feet.
Water, please.
Get back to work. You aren't the only one who's thirsty.
No setbacks, I presume?
None, sir. We are already well ahead of schedule.
Splendid.
Sorsley is such an asshole. He looks like a fucking conehead. Ara, ara.
Yes, sir.
Fucking conehead Sorsley. And yeah, if anybody here has played Final Fantasy VI, these guys, this guy right here, this one here, that one up there, those are absolutely the sprites from Final Fantasy VI for the merchant. They just made them better looking. That is absolutely a merchant. There, I posted a picture of it. Yeah, we cannot escape the fucking conehead. This is Dan Aykroyd's very well-to-do businessman brother. Conehead Dan Aykroyd and his very, very important brother. Also Conehead. I posted a picture in the games channel of the sprite for the merchant, and then the sprite for this guy right here. It's the same sprite. We're on to you, Square. We know what you fucking did. You know what you did, too. You know what you fucking did. Yeah, go look and tell me I'm wrong. Also, you would not be the queen. You would be Pony Girl.
I would hate for there to be a problem with our numbers. I will hold on to this for now.
Oh, yeah, that's obviously not you're gonna doctor the numbers. Fuck this guy. Fuck Swordladies. Honestly, fuck basically everyone in this game that isn't part of Wolford. Everyone is just mostly an asshole.
Of course, sir.
Water!
Put the poor thing out of its misery, Booker. You must be firm with the Rosella. Show them the slightest mercy, and they'll think they deserve more.
Yeah, so there's some sort of... I don't even know. Fucking... holy edict or something from these people that all the pink-haired people are evil and need to be killed or enslaved or whatever.
Yes, sir.
It's so dumb. I have not actually found out why. I hope we find it at some point so we can proceed to kill all of the fucking people over here. We don't like Hyzant because of that. Fuck Hyzant. We also don't like Esfrost just because because of Gustadolf. Gustadolf is such an asshole. Fuck Gustadolf. Did you go see the pictures, though, that I posted, where you can see that the sprite of that overseer guy and the sprite of the merchant from 6 are the same thing? Just one is a more finely tuned one because it's from a newer game.
Noah, do you have a moment?
They are the exact same sprite, 100%.
I was hoping to talk to you about our marriage. Now that Glenbrook has been brought to ruin by Esfrost, is there any meaning to our union? My brother may have been planning this from the start.
Oh, he was. Your brother's a dick. Oh no, they reuse that sprite a lot. They reuse a lot of their assets. It's not uncommon for you to see a lot of stuff that they've used from previous games in newer ones. It's not even, like, it happens constantly in 14, but 14 has a justification for it because the world of Final Fantasy 14 is the hub for all Final Fantasy games. So all of the Final Fantasies, you find out when you play 14, are all the same world, just different realities of it. And the world that 14 is in is basically the Prime world, and there's different gateways to go to the other ones. You didn't know that? Yeah, that's the thing.
And yet I came to Wolford
Also, use your insult, my son.
marrying you completely unaware of it. It's always like this. Nothing ever goes as I would wish it. The course of my life has always been at the mercy of others.
Well, you should remedy that. Are you still in ARR? You haven't gotten out of that yet?
As has mine. Almost nothing happens the way I thought it would.
Honey, you need to play. Are you on the server war? Are you on Adamantoise?
But you have a home. Somewhere you can return to someday. You are surrounded by people who care about you.
As do you, as a member of House Wolford. Your place is with us now.
Serenoa.
And though this may sound pretentious, this is a time for you to think about your future and what you must do, Frederica. Just as
No, not you. Ray. You don't play 14. You should, though, but you don't.
I suppose you are right. What must I do?
Here you are.
Everyone should play 14. 14 is a good game.
Has been searching for you both.
If you're on the same server as your mommy, then yeah, you're on Adamantoise because she's on my server. Adamantoise is my server. Everyone else exists on it.
Understood. Let him know we will return at once.
Well, that is very good. I am very proud of you. Honestly, though, ARR is so much shorter and easier than it used to be. Because I went through when it was current content. I mean, I honestly, I played back in 1.0, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about ARR. So, back in original ARR, again, when it was current content, honestly, this was a thing up until like an expansion ago. Once you finished the main story, there was literally 100 quests you had to go through to get to Heaven's Bird. So once you finished that, it was 100 busy work quests. That's all it was. It was just fucking busy work. There was no reason for it whatsoever. Yeah, exactly 100 quests accounted. And they weren't short. It was running all across the fucking world. They've streamlined things a lot more, and they've figured out how to release content in a more meaningful way. But yeah, that was a thing. It was insane. It has, like I said, it's since been streamlined, so it's not as big of a deal anymore. It's only like 10, 20 quests, I believe.
Yes, mostly food and materials, plus a considerable amount of coin.
Coin, the fucking currency of the game. Not gold, not gil, zenny, GP, fucking gold, silver, and platinum, or copper, or dollars, or whatever. Just coin. Fuck you, game. Constantly do disappoint me.
That is
Constantly
quite
do
kind of
disappoint
him.
me.
House End is a wealthy one, even by Hyzant's standards. This would barely put a dent in their coffers. We have distributed the resources as needed. We've even managed to restock our reserves.
Wish I could be happy for the help, but I can't say I am.
Well, yeah, he wants us to do it. I mean, I already know what he wants us to do, like I said in previous streams. I've gone and looked into what I need to do to get the Golden Path ending. And I know what we need to do. We have to go and smuggle salt for him because he's a dick. Honestly, though, fuck this guy entirely. Fucking conehead asshole.
Agreed. Relying on them comes at a price. They will be looking for recompense.
Yeah, they want us to do a thing with salt. So, like, joke's on you, I'm into that. I love salt. Hope everyone here's having a good weekend thus far, unless we ramble about history and nonsense. We're eventually gonna play the video game.
I believe that to be their true aim.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a reason this type of genre is the thing I play that's, 85% dialogue, 5% gameplay, and then 10% loading screen. Because I spend most of it just rambling about history and teaching all of you something. What you should do, Little Moo, is you should try out the free trial for the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV. If you do, make sure you play on our server.
But this is the path we chose to walk. Together.
Indeed. And as long as we stay the course, the winds of favor will someday be at our backs.
Not to be confused with the winds of change that chaos do things with. Because this isn't Warhammer. We played the Warhammer game the other day. I'd actually thought about that. I thought about streaming a bit of that to open up for the day. Playing a little bit of Warhammer Online and then doing this. But I decided to just do this. We'll stream for this. We'll stream this for a bit. Probably to the next fight.
Master Sorcerer has arrived.
I see he wastes no time. What absurd request could he possibly have in store for us?
Nothing good, that's for sure.
Alright, so now we have to listen to the request and then follow through with it. The request is... I gotta find this thing, stand by. So, what we need to do here is we have to vote to transport the illegal salt that is illegal. See if there's, let's see if there's anything else to go through. Is there anything else at all to go through? There's not. I'm going to check the encampment and see if there's anything for sale. Oh, you caught what in the on the server? That's fun. I don't know what an Aeron is. What does it do? I don't know. What is it? What does it do? I mean the big metal boys. I have a lot of metal Pokemon on the Minecraft server. I'm not sure which one you mean. In fact, like most of my Pokemon are metal. It's almost as if there's a theme there. I have Metal Bird, I have Metal Fairy, I have Metal Rock Lizard. What else do I have? Just tell me the name, but I have no idea what you're on about. Is there anything else I can buy from this guy? No, we've bought everything from him. Oh, yeah, I have Metal Rock. I have the... Oh, no. I started at the very lowest version of it. I don't need him. I've got him already. I started at Everon, and now I've got him at whatever. I didn't remember his name, but no, I've had him. Is there anything you're doing? Take back the boat. Enemy forces have stolen the boat. It's up to you to win it back. Plan your attack route to minimize losses. Oh, that should be fun. What does Shiny do? I mean, the last Pokemon I played, the actual Pokemon game I played, was Crystal, so I'm not sure what... I know I have a shiny Gyarados that's red and looks like... It looks like what a dragon is supposed to look like, but I don't have any... I don't know what shiny does. What does shiny do? Does it do anything special? Alright, let's see. Who do I want to bring?
You got it.
Oh, so it's just pretty. Because I was told the shiny Gyarados did things. I'm pretty sure it does do things, like it learns different abilities. I need to find a Gyarados, honestly. I would like to have a Gyarados. That is not a good thing. We need to do that. There we go. I'm gonna move her over here. I think we are good. I think we are in this to win this. Let us proceed. The yellow panels indicate the area you must attempt to occupy. Damage all enemies in the target area and take back the ship. Alright. I wonder what those guys with the... Hold on, what are you guys? A battle mage. That's fun. I do like battle mages. Oh, that is why they look different. These are all bandits. Alright. I kind of like how they treat the different factions as almost like even bandits are their own faction. I like how they have their own individual looks, so there's no ambiguity about who's who and whatnot. Yes, you are very pretty. Alright, so the battle begins. And then Cyrano always goes first because he has the good scarf of gotta go fast, the scarf of Sanic, the hedgehog.
Time to work.
She's gonna take the cover and then do nothing.
For victory!
Alright, I'm gonna have him go here. Princess Roland Maxwell, the Bad Dragoon.
Feisty, aren't we?
That's a heal, we don't need heal. Ow.
Back at you.
Goodness me.
I shall try.
These guys do not fuck about, do they?
A brief rest.
Splendid.
Hold on, did I upgrade her to Curist?
Here I come.
I can actually take a step back and spark him that way. Boom! That does hit like ridiculous. That hits absurdly hard. There's no reason it should hit that hard. Go here, and you can edged arrow that guy. Yeah, we're all about the edging here, I guess. No, we're gonna do that.
Shall we begin?
No. I'm gonna haste Serenoa because Hibus is gonna get to go first. She'll go before the other people will.
I've been waiting for this. I'll be your shield.
That did not work. Burn this guy. Who are we gonna murder? Light this guy's entire face on fire.
Where was I? Free.
My time is now.
Let's see. Is that the closest I can get? That is the closest I can get. That's fine.
Stay down.
Light his face on fire. Goodbye.
Curses.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something very smart. Hit them both.
Had me, huh?
Everyone got fucked.
You've done it now.
Physical counter. Haha.
You're wide open.
I wonder if later on she gets a passive that makes it where if she attacks from stealth, she does more damage. I do truly hope that's the case.
Damn. My lance strikes true.
Feisty, aren't we?
And then Hayabusa is gonna get to... Oh, sorry, not Hayabusa. Hilsabara is gonna get to go there. She can go here. She's got a lot of HP. She's sturdy.
You've done it now!
Impressed?
That poison stab does not fucking tickle at all. That hurts.
What have we here?
Outstanding.
Ouch! I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
You're not gonna kill fucking Bar Mom. Bar Mom is too powerful for you. Can I hit them both with that? I cannot. Let's actually... Yeah, let's just do that. That's fine.
Hold on, everyone.
Thank you.
I need this.
There we go. Poison recovery.
Heal your wounds.
There we go.
Behind you.
That's a good heal.
Friend.
That's a good heal.
I fight for peace.
She can probably just burn this guy's face off. Goodbye.
Where was I? Another approach.
That is going to... That's not going to do anything to really stop them. It will slow them down and funnel them pretty hard, though. Oh, yes.
Looks like I'm up.
He's going to get that good edging arrow in there.
Years comes wisdom. Come at me.
Come at me, bro. I always picture him saying that because it's silly, and I would like him to be silly and stupid. Yeah, murder this guy.
We win.
Murder that idiot. Huh. Well, that stung. Yeah, they're just gonna try to break through that. Alright. She could just murder him.
This is the end.
Murder him. And then become invisible. Honestly, she seems like she's gonna be really good later on. I just have to get to later on with her.
My turn. Ain't over yet.
Much appreciated.
Where are you going? This guy and his wife are gonna beat your entire ass.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Behold true power. I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
Yeah, let's just sit here. That's fine.
Shall we begin?
Let's give Sereno haste again.
Splendid.
I like having haste on Sereno just because he hits so hard. He is very powerful. Oh, he can hit him from up there. Outstanding. Good bow guy.
Started.
So I spoke of this last time. The Archibald's bow is a Japanese longbow. It's not an English longbow, so it's not designed with the idea of firing in an arc in mind. Because the English longbow, or just European longbows in general, aren't typically fired from horseback. They're fired by infantry, and because of that, they're a siege weapon in the sense that they fire in an arc to hit a target, often behind some kind of defenses. Whereas the Japanese bow is designed to be fired from the back of a horse. So because of that, it fires more straight than it does in an arc. He can fire in an arc, but that's generally not what he does.
I'll take you on.
He's gonna sprint.
For victory.
And then we're gonna do this. Good job, Princess Roland.
From no danger. Did you see that?
My stratagem is superior.
Oh, I forgot he does that. So that's a neat thing I totally forgot that Roland has. So let's look at the Roland details. Opportune attack. Deal physical damage to a single adjacent enemy when moving 5 or more squares. So if he does anything like that, instead of like an attack of opportunity that, say, a person would get in D&D when attacking a person that's trying to move in their vicinity, then instead of that, oh, that's so neat, she can jump like that, that's so cool. Instead of that, it's the other way around. If he moves, he gets to attack you.
Feisty, aren't we? Ain't over
I
yet.
will remember this.
I'm old, not a pushover.
Outstanding, she hit 12. Oh my goodness, alright, he needs to run away. He's gonna die.
Defeat is not an option.
Murder this guy's face.
Now then, to work.
Free.
I hope you're watching.
I was hoping I could cast Frosty Fetters. That's a silence, actually, so it would be really beneficial to do that. But just short. Just a little too short.
Let us pry out their weakness.
You know, I'm gonna give Benedict the buff. He's gonna get strong.
I fight for peace.
I shall do what I can.
And also give Benedict haste, I think. Hold on. Oh, let's give Frederica haste.
Goes to the quick.
Thank you.
For victory.
Yeah, let's give Frederica haste.
No need to panic.
I've been waiting for this. I'll be your shield.
Outstanding. I just got their healer. Their healer's not gonna be able to do anything. No, I don't. Wait, can that help me? That may actually work. Hold on, let's see. That's gonna be ridiculous if I can use this to get up there. Oh, she has no points. Ah. Throw a rock at him.
Feisty, aren't we?
The problem with Hosabara is she cannot heal herself.
Me too.
From where shall we strike? That hit the mark.
She is incapable of healing herself with her spells. As far as what I have now, whether that changes later on, I have no idea. It very well may, but what I'm able to do with her at this particular moment is fuck and all. And burn these two guys the fuck to death.
Now then, to work.
Here I come.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Get him, Benedict. Fuck yeah, you got him.
Victory.
Cool heads shall prevail.
But that's why I bring Gila, because Gila can heal everyone.
No need to panic.
Yeah, see, You can see Archibald's bow. That is a Japanese longbow.
Time to work.
She can throw poison, though.
Victory is within reach.
That's so good. I love that.
I'll take you on! Look to my shield!
And now they're both taunted. They have to fight him now. It's fantastic. This guy's poisoned. He's gonna die, though.
Defeat is not an option.
I don't know why I can't get on this stupid ship. What I can do, though, is this.
You've done it now!
Allow me.
So, it falls to me. Come on!
Killed that guy. Good job, Corrington. You did it.
Watching, grandfather.
Don't be afraid.
My turn. Be gone. Have another!
And that was easy.
I love the battlefield. Me too!
Those were my spoils, asshole. Fuck you. That's mine. That went well, though. That was fun. We beat the absolute fuck out of him. See if we can upgrade a weapon. Come on, Jins. What can you do for me? Lionel cannot do a fucking thing for me. Lionel is just kind of a guy that is here. Unprecise spice. That's certainly an attempt at a word. That is certainly one of the things that come of all time. Alright, Lionel has nothing for me. Let's see if Archibald has a thing for me. Nope, we have everything from Archibald. Oh, alright, so let's just escape here. We're gonna leave. If there's nothing else... Alright, so we're going to go here. We're going to convince people to transport the salt.
Yet another problem has arisen, as we anticipate.
I want to make sure that's what I want to do. Yeah, decision to transport the illegal salt to win. Alright.
I would like like to ask everyone what they... Benedict, if you would.
Yes, my lord. We have just received a request from Minister Sorcelet.
Here it comes. The conehead has a job for us.
We are to deliver his cargo to Esfrost.
Cargo?
A load of salt that bypasses the consortium.
He is asking us to be an accomplice to his illegal dealings.
The nerve of him, asking the Honorable House Wolford to do such a filthy job. No way we'd agree to that.
But consider this. Agreeing would secure us proof of his unlawful business.
Yeah, see, we can use that against him.
Are you suggesting we report him to Hyzant?
Absolutely.
I am saying it is an option.
We're gonna nail his dick to the wall.
You got a point. We have a duty to speak up when something's not right. That's the honorable thing to do.
We might even earn the Holy One's trust.
Have you all forgotten? Minister Sorcelet is one of Hyzant's Saintly Seven. His connections run far deeper than ours. We must tread carefully.
Then we need solid evidence to convict him. I should think the salt he wishes us to transport would suffice. But we are the only ones that know it. And it is indistinguishable from the salt that is legally distributed. Far from the solid evidence we need.
Regrettably so.
One false move and we lose both Minister Sorcelet's support and Hyzant's trust. Without proof, we have no choice but to go to Esfrost.
If only we had evidence of his misdeeds.
Which we will get it.
It comes as no surprise to see our opinions differ, but a decision must be made.
I think after we finish this part, and then this part of the chapter, I think that may be all for today. We had a lot of dialogue today. It's so much fucking dialogue, my goodness. It's basically playing a novel. There's like maybe 20 fights this whole game, and 70 hours of dialogue.
Bring the scales. It is time to make our choice.
So for those of you that celebrated, by the way, Happy Easter. I know that is coming tomorrow. I decided because I went to the store before the stream, and they had, you know, a lot of discounts on stuff, so I decided to grab a roast. I'm going to make some prime rib tomorrow. I'll take pictures of it and post on Discord like I usually do when I'm cooking something big. Or usually I don't post whenever I'm cooking anything, really. Alright, so travel to Hyzant and report the illegal salt shipments. Alright, we like what he's doing. She's undecided. Alright, I'm gonna actually go to the town first. Am I heading out? Yes, we want to go to the city street. Now, if you're still here, well, you'll get to see what I was talking about with the thing being isometric and how we get to move around, as you can see. It's got a top-down kind of thing going on here, which, this is the exploration mode. Oh, is that a thing? No, that's just... No, that's not. It was a nothing. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna talk to this kid. does this guy have to say? I'm happy that the provisions Minister Sorcery sent are being met with joy by the people. Is there anything you would like me to relay to him in return? Alright, I feel like that was a decent thing to learn there. Let us go in here. We gotta see if we can find any items too. We're probably gonna just find coin, because that's all there ever is coin. Coin, coin, coin. Alright, so we still haven't found any items yet, that's strange. I mean, it's obvious. We all know what's going on here. I did forget to mention that. So at the end of the last stream, we faked the death of Princess Roland, so now Roland is Maxwell. What do you have for sale, itinerant merchant? I'm gonna buy all of these. Perfect, we needed those. And then... oh, that's neat. That was very good, that's gonna help a ton. September... quality stone. Alright, the most important part of every chapter. This is the most important thing to do in this game, is to just talk to the cat. Fuck all the political machinations and all the other nonsense. Cat. Cat is more important than all of that bullshit. That's an oak. That's a upgrade material, I think. As in upgrading somebody to the next weapon tier. Let's go to the encampment and find out. I believe that is. It is. We can upgrade his weapon. Who else needs oak? She needs oak. Also, she needs oak. I'm probably gonna upgrade her first. We don't have any money though. We are poor. We're gonna leave the encampment. That was actually not a bad thing though. I did use this time to get a bunch of equipment that I needed. Alright, what do you have to say? Yeah, that should have been an obvious thing right there. Anything that they do... Ooh, what's this? What is a red anklet? Increases strength and magic attack for 3 turns when you defeat an enemy. That's not a bad thing. No, Hewitt doesn't need that, actually. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll give that to Hewitt. Yeah, that honestly should have been a fucking obvious thing in the moment. They'd even brought up the possibility of saying, hey, maybe we should try to accuse them of doing a thing. Yes, it's obvious that they're going to be doing a bad thing, but these are, or rather this guy, since it's just the one right here, is a member of the ruling council of this country. There's no way that we could just go off and say, oh, hey, this guy is committing ultra crimes and you need to put him in super prison forever. So going and just telling them is a dumbass idea. He wants to transport the salt. That's a good idea. Let us see what you have to say. We should transport the salt. Yes, that's what we want. Alright, just make sure I've got the right one highlighted.
Yes. Certainly.
Yep, they would. 100% he would use his position to say, nope, you guys are the ones that are bad.
We must.
We should transport the salt.
Quite true.
I mean, it is correct. He is the only ally we have, although for some reason we're supposed to be really weak and just hanging on by the absolute barest of threads. This is a disconnect I kept going on about.
Certainly not.
Yeah, he is no fool. He's not going to blindly trust us to carry out such an important deal. Yeah, hold on. I want to save Actually, hold on, no.
Aye,
I
lad.
think we're gonna be alright. I mean, he knows that he's committing an ultra crime in the Salt Church, so he's going to be prepared to deal with it.
Consider this. Are you joking?
He appears indifferent to my plea. Well, fuck.
Serenoa. Surely.
Yeah. I mean, he is, and they keep going on, one of the Saintly Seven. He is part of the council that helps administer the entire country.
In that case...
Alright, I think I got enough. I think we're gonna win this. So, let's see. Because I just need to convince one person to join us. And I believe I convinced Anna to join us. And maybe Benedict, so I just need one person to join us.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we follow Sorslay's orders and smuggle salt across our borders, or do we take another path? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Alright. We know what he wants.
Forgive me, my lord.
That's not good.
Even still.
Alright, that's also not good.
I agree.
Alright, we win.
Just can't see it your way.
We won. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
The way forward is decided. We have no choice but to follow Sorslay's demands and bring the salt to Esfrost. We have chosen our path.
Yeah, we have absolutely chosen the path.
We shall do as Minister Sorcelet asks and deliver the salt to Esfrost.
Now that we have a heading, we need only move forward. Let us make haste.
Indeed. No matter how perilous the road ahead may be, we must not falter.
Anna, begin the preparations.
As you wish.
Dwindling light completed. We did it. That was the option we wanted. We wanted to deliver the salt. I believe... So, I don't feel like that... And I've looked into some of these things, but not all of it. I don't feel like they would have had that optional dialogue we had before to go and talk to... Or not to go and talk to, rather, but to see Dragan's father in mourning if he wasn't going to be a player we're dealing with shortly. I feel like we're going to talk to him and have a way to convince him that Dragan was killed by Gustadolf and he's going to give us support. But that's going to be all for... Actually, no, we're going to go through the opening part of this so I can level up a bit and everything off stream for everyone so we don't have to go through the nonsense and rigmarole of dealing with being under level.
Fort's behalf is no exception. In exchange for their livelihoods, Serenoa and his entourage must transport Sorslay's illicit salts across their borders. With no pride left to bolster them, they have little choice but to obey. Preparations for the journey are a somber affair.
March of Chapter 9, Part 2. Alright, so we're going to save after this little discussion.
The cart's ready, my lord.
As are the disguises. None will suspect us to be aught but common merchants.
Good. Then let us prepare for our departure.
Just look at what we've been reduced to. Skullduggery and deceit. Whatever honor we had is losing its luster by the day.
Alright, so thank you all so much for joining me today. If you were not already, if you want to go ahead and follow me so you can get notified I'm going to be terrible at video games. Hold on. Wait, is this 2 have-to-do events? That's so strange. Alright, we'll worry about that later. So, like I was saying, thank you all so much for joining me today. If you're not already, if you want to go ahead and follow, that way you can get notified when I be terrible at video games. If you can help with the latest thing we're doing, we're trying to work on our way to 30 subscribers. So we are like halfway there, maybe a little bit less. So if you have the means to do so, or if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription every month. And if you can help out with that, I would really appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend, and for those that celebrated, a happy Easter. Mwah. Jane.